So, first video got interrupted with a phone call. Right, 34 degrees, October the 12th, Addiction with Des, part 10. And it's 34 degrees already. Hence the very wetness. Watering my garden, grass is deliciously green. Right, okay, let's get this started. So please remember, I may use NA or AA literature, but I'm not affiliated with them as they are not with me. And yeah, I do these videos not just, for me, but also hopefully that it may benefit, someone that may get or hopefully get something from this. That may just help them through the day. All right. So, thought for the day. Listen to this one. It doesn't take a leader very long to realize that it is easier to give good advice than to follow it. Wise leaders not only give good advice, they heed it too. Think about that. For example, as a recovering addict who is also an addiction counselor, I need to be able to practice what I preach. Okay. So, in recovery, regardless if you're a drug addict or alcoholic or whatever, we do try to recommend that you abstain from using all other mind altering substances. For example, you're an addict, a drug addict. Okay, you should never drink again. You should never use alcohol again. If you're a gambler, don't drink. Okay, because it will also cause you to relapse because it's mind altering substances. So once you're drunk, you're weak, and it's easy to fall back into old behaviors. It's like I had this one. No, sorry, I lie. Somebody I know. Um, she's a brilliant counselor. I'm not going to mention her by name. One of her clients the one day said to her, "Yeah, I'm a drug addict. I'm not an alcoholic. I'm here for drugs, not alcohol." So she turned around and she said to him, she said, "Okay, so let's say that Yanni over there, he's an alcoholic. He's not here for drugs. He's here for alcohol. So when he leaves here, he can go and start using cocaine and whatever." So this guy looked at her and goes, "No." So she said, "Well, exactly that's the same thing with you as a drug addict. You cannot leave here and go and use alcohol because alcohol is still a drug because it still alters that thing." Myself, I haven't, yeah, it's about the same amount of time clean as from drugs. Um, yeah, completely, well, next month, be 8 years sober. Yeah, I now and again maybe buy like this, what's it, and I don't recommend this, okay, especially if you're 2 months clean or something like that. Don't recommend it. If you've got some clean time under your belt, sure. There's alcohol-free beer. Uh, buy that now and again. I've still got 3 in the fridge. I bought 6, I think, a week ago, and made my mom a beer shandy with it. It's alcohol-free. Made a beer shandy with it. Oh, it's a, a family joke. We buy alcohol-free beer. We're gonna get drunk tonight. But yeah, now like I said, I don't recommend it for people that's got like 2 months clean. Just stay away. Right, so just for today, October. Where are you, October? October the 12th. There we go. Please remember, AANA, not with me, me not with them. Okay, love their literature. Okay, so October the 12th. Being right is the heading. When we admit that our lives have become unmanageable, we don't have to argue our point of view. We no longer have to be right all the time. Hmm. Basic text, page 58. Especially early recovery, you want to justify the reasons for what you do. And but seriously, there is no justification. You do it because you do it. Because you're weak. Going into recovery, teach you to be strong. Right, so listen up. Nothing isolates us more quickly from the warmth and camaraderie of our fellow NA members than having to be right. Don't you hate that one person in the meeting that always has to be right? They think they know what they're talking about all the time. They think they have all the answers. In the meantime, they make themselves look like people. So listen up to what it says here. Okay. Insecure, we pretend to be some kind of authority figure, eh? Especially that one that's like a week in recovery. you know. Okay, so authority figure. Where was I? Authority figure. Yes, there you are. Authority figure. Suffering from low self-esteem, we try to build ourselves up by putting others down. At best, such tactics push others away from us. At worst, they draw attack. This comes from people trying to be right all the time. You know, like I said, especially they've only been in recovery like a week, and they're telling somebody else how dumb and stupid they are for what they did, and blah blah blah. You do that in a meeting, you're gonna get nailed. So yeah, they draw attack. The more we try to impress others with how right we are, the more wrong we become. We don't have to be right to be secure. We don't have to pretend to have all the answers for others to love or respect us. In fact, just the opposite is true. None of us have all the answers. We depend upon one another to help bridge the gaps in our understanding of things. And we depend upon our power greater than our own to make up for our personal powerlessness. We live easily with others when we offer what we know, admit what we don't, and seek to learn from our peers. We live securely in ourselves when we cease to relying on our own power and start relying on the God we've come to understand in recovery. We don't have to be right all the time, just recovering. If you don't know what you're talking about, let's learn from other people that do know what they're talking about. Simple. Just for today, God, I admit my powerlessness and the unmanageability of my life. Help me live with others as an equal, dependent upon you for direction and strength. As I was saying just now, as a counselor in recovery, you need to practice what you preach. And as I was saying about alcohol free, okay. So, for example, as I was saying, I cannot tell one of my clients, Hey, you cannot drink. You must stop drinking. And then on the weekend, I'm sitting there, partying it up, having a like a dop, you know. I cannot do that. I need to practice what I preach. And this comes from that thought for the day. If you want to be a good leader, you need to be able to heed your own advice. Practice what you preach. Okay. A lot of people like to say, do what I tell you, not what I do. Bull dust. If you want to be a good leader, all right, practice what you preach. Okay. Even when I was still doing in the construction game, I was head plumber. Instead of sitting in my bucky all day, once the work's been dealt out, you know, I would be amongst the guys working, knocking holes in walls, laying pipe, all that. Because when the time comes when I need to go and fetch more stock, or I need to go here, I need to go there. If I then say to, you know, the foreman and say to him, listen, make sure the guys do this, and this today, please. They'll do it because they know that I would be there doing it with them. Instead of sitting in the bucky, finger in the nose, putting on foul phone. If you want to be a good leader, practice what you preach. Because you cannot sit from the bucky telling them, you're a kak sleg worker. Hey, how rubbish of a worker are you? When you haven't even proven to them if you can work. All right? The same thing with addiction. As a recovering addict, as a counselor, you need to practice what you preach. Okay? So that your clients that look up to you see that you do what you say, so that they know. So when you say to them, it works, trust me, it works. If they see you doing it, then they know it works. Because sometimes zipping this thing, opening these things, as the recovering addict, not the recovering counselor addict, okay, will help you a lot as well. And especially you counselors out there. Whether or not, even if you're not an addict in recovery and you're a counselor and you're just a counselor that's never had an addiction problem, practice what you preach. You cannot tell your clients not to drink and you drink. And on social media, there's pictures of you getting shit-faced at pubs or clubs or whatever. That boils my battery. Right, everyone, peace be with you all. God bless. Have a wonderful Tuesday. And adios.